So when they had eaten breakfast, Jesus said to Simon Peter, "Simon, son of Jonah, do you love me more than these?" You know, the thought occurred to me the other day. I believe Jesus is talking about the other disciples, but he could be talking about the fish. Do you love me more than your old life? Do you love me more than doing what you know how to do? Will you leave all that again and follow me? I don't know. Anyway, he said to him, "Yes, Lord, you know that I love you." He said to him, "Feed my lambs." He said to him again a second time, "Simon, son of Jonah, do you love me?" He said to him, "Yes, Lord, you know that I love you." And he said to him, "Tend my sheep." He said to him the third time, "Simon, son of Jonah, do you love me?" Peter was grieved because he said to him the third time, "Do you love me?" And he said to him, "Lord, you know all things. You know that I love you." Jesus said to him, "Feed my sheep. Most assuredly, I say to you, when you were younger, you girded yourself and walked where you wished. But when you are old, you will stretch out your hands, and another will gird you and carry you where you do not wish." This he spoke, signifying by what death he would glorify God. And when he had spoken this, he said to him, "Follow me." I think Jesus said, "Peter, do you love me more than these?" Whether he's talking about the disciples or he's talking about the fish. The more I think about it, I wonder if he's maybe talking about both or if he is talking about Peter's old life. Anyway, some of y'all don't get that because y'all are good people. Some of us get that because we understand the pull of who we used to be. And it still pulls on us from time to time. It's a struggle. It just is. Okay. I think Jesus asked Peter, "Peter, do you love me?" Peter responded with the correct religious answer. "Yes, Lord, you know that I love you." But doing what Jesus always does, he's not so much concerned with what we say, he's more concerned with what's in here. And he understood that Peter didn't believe what he was saying. Remember what he just did. He just denied him 3 times. We just had the meal. Peter would have known what that represented. But it was not the first meal he's had with Jesus. But it was the first meal he had with Jesus since the resurrection. Okay. He asked him a second time, "Do you love me?" "Yes, Lord, you know that I do." The right answer, the right church answer, but this was still not right. He still didn't believe it. He's still questioning his own faith. Jesus asked him a third time. And Peter responded in kind. And I think Jesus, knowing Peter's heart, knowing that he just was down and out, beating himself up, couldn't let go of the guilt and shame. Some of y'all know what I'm talking about. Just no matter how many times God tells you you're okay and He loves you, I'm still going to hold on to my guilt and shame, and I'm still not going to let it go. Y'all know y'all think of that. You know that's crossed your mind before. It has mine. Some of y'all with the past know exactly what I'm talking about. That Jesus is about to say something to Peter that's going to put that to bed forever. He looks at Peter and says, I'm going to put it in Jeff's terms. He says, "Peter, I know you don't believe it in your heart that you love me. But you only see where you are right now. I see the perfected Peter. I see the Peter who's been perfected in love. I see the Peter who, when God started a work in you, I see the Peter where He's completed the work." Remember that scripture that says, "He who started a good work in you will be faithful to complete it"? He said, "Peter, I see how you're going to end up. And you may be questioning if you love me right now. But let me tell you, when you're old, when that work has been perfected, you're going to love me so much, you're going to die for me. You're going to be crucified upside down because you love me. When you're perfected, your love for me will also be perfected. And I'm looking at you now without time. I'm looking at you. through the blood, through my blood. This is Jesus speaking. I'm looking at you through my blood. I'm looking at you as a completed saint. I wonder what it would be like if I could see me as a completed saint instead of through the lens of all my issues.